You made it to the last part of our how to improve your posture, which is secret number 4. In our previous video, you learned that there is such thing as the 4 pillars for an ideal posture. You are able to identify what is an ideal posture and identify exactly the specific muscles. And you also learned how to assess yourself if you have an ideal joint range of motion with each specified muscles that we discussed. Subscribe now if you think you have a poor posture. If this is your first time to check out Stretch the Truth channel, click like if you value your health and if you value your looks, of course, together with your favorite wardrobe. Smash that bell icon as well for notification and new uploads. For me to constantly remind you that time is ticking. You are not getting younger. If life is too short, why make it shorter? This is Jaisley, your virtual coach. Without further ado, let's dive into one of the most important anti-gravity muscles. The gluteal complex comprises of multiple muscles that is considered to be the powerhouse of postural muscles, specifically gluteus maximus, the main extensor of the hip joint that keeps your body upright over your lower body. It is the single largest muscle of the human body, largest among the other 2 gluteal muscles. If there is a pair of gluteus maximus, there is a smaller pair called gluteus minimus, and the middle-sized pair called gluteus medius muscle. Beside the amount of adipose or fat tissue that you might accumulate to your behind, majority of a shapely gluteus maximus forms the prominence of your buttocks ideally. But if you favor walking to be your only regular workout, over time and as you age, you could lose the shape, firmness, and prominency that you usually leads to a common flabby, loose, and flat buttocks. Yes, walking is proven to be not sufficient to keep the natural shape of your buttocks. To know why, stick around till the end of this video. To know why your daily regular stroll to the park is not enough to keep the shape of your buttocks, but instead might be the reason why your behind is not what you expected as you age. Since your hip joint is together with your buttocks area, and hip joint is a ball and socket joint, a rounded program and a multiple directional approach should be considered when mobility is your objective. Hence, hip rotator muscles are included under the gluteal complex topic that you are going to learn today, which is the deep external and deep internal hip rotators of the hip joint. These are smaller and deeper muscles that is responsible for a smooth and coordinated turning of your body as you move to your right or as you move to your left, including going up or down the stairs squarely forward instead of to the side like most people with hip issue. This functional movement contribution coming from your hip regulates the forces and stress to your whole body as it travels from the impact produced by your body weight and gravity as you move your body. Therefore, an ideal joint mobility will serve as a better shock absorber of the body as it acts like a spring that can bounce efficiently for every step you make. Assessment. By virtue of our hip joint muscle complexity, which is its ability to move in multiple directions, self-assessment will be more than one approach. In seated assessment, you are looking for an ideal 45 to 90 degree rotation of the hip joint. Sit up straight, then cross your leg. You are assessing your left hip external rotation as shown here. A maximum range of motion of 90 degrees is when your lower leg reach and level the ground. Yes, you need to put some challenge to the following position, but as tolerable and should be moving using your hip. Your hand on your testing knee serve as a gentle assistance only. Are you able and comfortable to position your body in this way? It is common to feel awkward and unease if you never cross your leg normally. And that is why this self-assessment for your hip joint can actually be used as your self-stretching exercise as well. By slowly moving your leg out and down and holding the stretch for 2 to 3 seconds with your assisting hand, repeat for 4 to 6 reps on each side. Since this is a postural training program, keeping your upper trunk in proper alignment is important, especially right at the beginning of the stretch repetition. A gentle, slow pace as you enter the end range to hold for a short pause. This should be followed by going out gently and with control from the short stretch pause. A more advanced move of resetting and doing additional stretch is to go all the way up while moving the trunk to meet your stretching thigh. Now you are stretching in two directions while resetting at the same time. If you don't have problem moving to the floor and crossing your legs with the knees all the way down to the sides, then you could have advanced option to measure your range of motion while standing. Bring your testing leg on the top of a stable platform as shown. Just keeping your upper body upright, by lifting your chest, you will already feel a stretch around your hips. Hold the stretch for 2 to 3 seconds, then just let it go and relax. Repeat the cycle for 4 to 6 reps. For those who are more flexible, hinge and bend over forward to increase the surface area to stretch around your hip. A standing hip rotator stretch is a convenient way to hit areas without the hustle of going down to the ground. Hip mobility that includes your glute muscles realign your overall posture, especially when your body is moving. Restoring and promoting mobility to your hip against your upper body enhances proper distribution of weight while using the least energy muscle consumption. Exactly how to keep your buns of steel in shape and functional, and why walking and walking only will not keep the bulk of your glute muscles. In order for you to functionally keep your buttocks in shape, the amount of motion that you should apply should be close to the amount of ideal hip flexion range of motion. And the minimum ideal range of motion is actually a little more than 90 degrees to stretch and optimize the contraction of the gluteus maximus. Walking does not exactly reach the required amount of degrees, not even half of the ideal minimum 90 degrees. A brisk walk to the park brings your hip joint to less than 45 degrees only. Even the degree of physical effort is less than the potential of your whole buttocks power and strength. As a result, with aging and pull of gravity, you will lose your bands of steel faster than most people who move their thighs and hip joint more than 90 degrees. Walking will definitely make you a better walker, but don't be surprised if your behind is gradually going flat and sagging as you age.